Hey guys, welcome back to the Friendly Travelers YouTube channel. My name is Christina.
And I'm Anthony.
If you're new here, we are two travel nurses here to share about profession and our lifestyle. So if you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button. We post new videos weekly or every Friday or Saturday.
We're working on it. Weekly videos.
Yeah,
for
really
you guys.
working on it. Life happens. So for today's topic, we are going to be talking about the 5 things that we wish we knew as new grads that we know now.
Oh, you want to see this?
Yeah, you want to know this stuff. This is big.
The nitty gritty.
So number 1, set boundaries. Set boundaries with your patients, set boundaries with your coworkers, set boundaries with management. It's really important that we as nurses are setting boundaries and limits on the people that are around us at work, because it can be a very toxic environment sometimes, and usually we're the ones that are getting the short end of the stick a lot of the time, especially when it comes to patient care. So if a patient is getting out of hand, if they're being rude, we're expected to take that. I feel like that's a thing now where nurses are just expected to take whatever the patient gives to us. If it's rudeness, being argumentative, we're just supposed to sit there and take it? No, you need to let your patients know that, hey, this isn't very appropriate right now. I think that either I'm gonna come back later and we can talk when emotions settle down, or I'm just gonna leave and not come back. Just kidding, don't do that. So the second thing that we know now that we wish we knew then is to always call the doctor, and don't be afraid to do so, or call the provider, whoever is the first person of contact for that patient if something is going wrong, or if there's just a concern that you wanna express. I hear way too many nurses say that they're really scared to call this so-and-so doctor or this provider because they're gonna be rude to them. And it's not okay that we're afraid to voice our concerns to the people that we need to voice our concerns to. That is how we fix any potential problem down the road with a patient or prevent adverse outcomes with patients.
I think it's important, obviously to do your due diligence and, know your patient, know kind of the whole picture, and try to do some brainstorming yourself.
Right, try to figure out the problem yourself before you go to them. But
then once this specific thing is missing, or you need, help, reach out to them, by whatever means necessary, escalating the ladder if you need to.
Right.
And then don't be afraid. And once again, same thing, if they're not respecting that, then that's something you could address with them in person
at a later
phone.
time.
And if they don't want to hear it, then, I think it's important to discuss it with management.
Right. Go up that ladder, climb that ladder.
Take them to the campus. So before we continue on, we want to introduce you guys to our new favorite way to make coffee. Javi Coffee is a liquid microdose coffee that you can easily make at home. All it takes is 1 to 2 tablespoons of Javi mixed in the liquid of your choice, hot or cold. Add in whatever fixins you want, and bam, you got yourself a nice, tasty, delicious coffee, ready to enjoy in the comfort of your home.
The third thing, management doesn't always have your best interest at heart.
Wait, what?
What?
Management doesn't
They're not your
always,
best friend, they're not your BFF. Hey.
They're not always thinking about you?
No.
All the time? They're putting
No.
you number one?
Sorry.
What?
So healthcare is a business. That is the most important thing to remember. It's a business. They're there to do their job. They're there to make money, get the numbers, whatever. But what you need to make sure that you're doing is putting yourself first. This is also part of setting boundaries. Say it with me, my mental health is more important than my staffing needs, my unit staffing needs.
That is true, that is true. It is very important to always remember that if you're not protecting yourself, protecting your own health, then you can't help others. You can't protect others' health.
Right.
So, if you're ever feeling overworked, don't extend your limits, just because they're calling you to come in.
Don't feel pressure. It's not okay.
Come in if you can and help. And there is desperate times where, it does take, some extra effort by nurses, but it doesn't have to be every single person every single time. And you have to put your health first. And
you shouldn't be setting yourself on fire to keep others warm. And that is one of the most important, I think, quotes. I know, right?
I never heard that quote. Did you just make that quote?
Ow, did you feel that in your bones? So yeah, that's so important to note and to remember every time we are maybe making a decision to extend ourselves and to stay or to come in extra. Is it something that I can mentally handle? Is this gonna push me over the edge? I remember my first year of nursing, I actually picked up a lot of overtime, and then I ended up calling out like a couple times after that because I was so like physically and mentally drained after all those overtime shifts. So it's really important to know your balance and know to set your limit again, and that management doesn't always have your best interests at heart.
The fourth thing we wish we knew was that nursing and healthcare is 24 hours. When your shift over, it's not like the world's over, like everything's ending. You know, you have to get everything done in your 12 hours.
If not, you're fired.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's some things, yes, absolutely try your best, make your time management, get your things done. But if you have to stay an hour after, you know, to do XYZ charting thing.
No, you're doing something wrong. If you're
there's some workflow that you need to learn or master. Like you shouldn't make that part of your like
routine. You shouldn't be
staying an hour to chart or you know. So I think it's and second of all, illegal. You're not supposed to stay and like work off the clock, which I've seen nurses do, and every time I speak up for them because I mean it's just not fair. So it's important to set that boundary as well. I wish I knew that in the beginning, because there were so many times where I would stay an hour and a half later to chart, you know, some minuscule thing that probably really didn't mean that much in the grand scheme of things.
Right. Yeah, so to go off of that, I think that it's really important that as a nurse, yes, like he said, try to get what you can done, because that is really important. You don't want to ever pass on the buck. Is that what we learned in nursing school? Don't pass the buck.
Pass the buck.
But sometimes that buck, it just keeps going, and it goes well over into the next shift, and you have to just pass that on.
And sometimes it's a lot.
Right, and that's okay, but we don't want to give so many tasks to the next shift. But it's okay if it's gonna be a few. If it's something that you just could not control, you have no control over.
If you did everything in your power and you prioritize the most important things first and you got all of those done, maybe you missed like a Tylenol at like 6:45.
Yeah, or if you couldn't like change like a central line dressing by the end of your shift.
The next nurse has the next 12 hours.
And don't make that next nurse.
And the show will go on.
Right. Don't let that next nurse make you feel bad or that like you didn't get it done, because the roles can be reversed. You know, they could be in your shoes and they could not have gotten something done, and then there you go. So it's just always important to try to do your best to get things done, but don't also make other nurses feel bad if they don't get things done, because that's not okay. I love those nurses that are like, no, you did your time, it is my time now, I got this. It is important to remember that, you know, you are the next nurse coming on and you should be the one taking over these tasks, because it is on your time now. So the fifth thing, the last thing, there is more to nursing than just bedside nursing. Because bedside nursing is not for everyone. Actually, bedside nursing is for the most part not for a lot of us.
There is so much else out there that when I started nursing, I didn't know. I thought you just had to go to the hospital, start at night shift, you know, work your way up, be day shift, and you know, maybe go into management. I literally thought it was just one track, streamlined.
Yeah, I thought it was hospital.
What I know now is there's outpatient, there's telehealth. Like there's literally things evolving, and I'm learning about every day.
Nurse entrepreneurs, which I've heard, sounds so freaking cool. We might be getting into a little bit of that. But yeah, like there's options. Nurse anesthesiologist, nurse.
Almost had that one.
What is it?
Nurse anesthesiology, nurse anesthetist.
So we have we have nursing aesthetics, we have flight nurses, we have, what else?
IV therapy.
IV therapy nurses.
Nurse practitioners are starting IV therapy business.
If you guys want a video on our take on all of those extra nursing professions, let us know.
Oh yeah, we have that somewhere.
It might be there.
We're gonna make it.
Yeah, we're gonna make that next.
So it's gonna be here somewhere. Thank you for tuning in. I hope this helped you. I know when I started, I wish I had something like this to learn, because it took me all 6 years to figure out. No, but you know, guys,
figure it out, but it's nice to know ahead of the game.
Thank you for joining us. If you haven't done so already, I know you already did. If you made it this far, you liked and you subscribed, you hit that notification bell.
And we'll see
you next week. Bye, guys.
Bye.